Good evening. Well, it's evening for me right now. Where's my ship? So, I recently, about 3-4 days ago, finished my live stream, which was my first time ever playing Star Citizen 3.2. Nice griefer. I was able to test some of the combat and some of the other basic things. The whole point of it wasn't really to do combat, but I was talking mostly about the performance changes, and then I really wanted to do some mining. But due to stability issues, I wasn't able to actually do any mining. I lost my prospector a few times and I had some issues. So I went off and tried to figure out what was going on. I think I got it fixed. I might have had a bad driver install. I reinstalled the driver, have closed some background applications that have never caused issues with anything before, and it seems to be more stable. So, well, this isn't my exact first time mining. It's going to be kind of a recreation of some of that, and then a discussion of some aspects of mining for things I like and things I don't like, since I have already done a bit of mining. So, let's get in the prospector and head out there. And while we get out there, I want to talk about a few of the neat other changes, but I want to talk a bit more about performance. So as you can see right now at the top right, my FPS is not beautiful, but it has been pretty much over 30 the entire time, which is wonderful. It makes such a difference to have functioning FPS. Makes the game totally different. Alright, now the actual crash issues seem to be completely related to drivers and potentially background applications. So getting rid of all that, reinstalling my drivers, again, seems to have stabilized everything. Now, I do get some micro stutters every now and then and some actual lag outs, but so far, fingers crossed, knock on wood, salt over the shoulder, I haven't had a crash since I did all that work. I did have about a 15-second complete lag out, but the music stayed there and it recovered very quickly. So I've only had that happen once or twice, so not too bad at this juncture. Now, with that, my FPS has been very stable. Like right now, I'm over 40, which is beautiful. The game is really starting to shine at that. Normally I would go over to Shubin because that's one of my favorite places, but I don't want to do this test in the day, so let's go over here to Dunlow Ridge, just the area. We'll mine anywhere, and I want to highlight something awesome with quantum travel. Now you've probably already seen it, but you can quantum travel to surface objects now, so you don't just need orbital markers, and then you don't have to actually fly all the way to the surface. So watch what it does. It's going to angle me up and around through orbit. Here we go, coming around the planet now, coming around, and now it's aiming me down. Add a nice entry into the atmosphere, and I'm 60 km away. Absolutely love it. That is just so cool. It brings the technology back into it, because, well, in certain ships, yeah, I may not have all that fancy tech, and I may have to actually fly everywhere. It doesn't always make sense. If a place has an established trade route or an established beacon, or it's an actual place you would go, like the Shubin mining facility, they're going to get traffic in and out of there all the time, hauling ore, bringing goods in. Why wouldn't it have an established trade route? Why wouldn't I be able to QT through some of the channels into that area through the computer? It's like the Starship Enterprise. Standard orbit, number 1, and they have a standard orbit. So why wouldn't we in this type of a game? I don't feel like I've lost anything with that. It allowed me to point at a target on the surface, hit go, fly around the planet, and get there. Previously, I would have had to hit orbital marker 1, orbital marker 2, and then fly straight at the surface of the planet for a while to get there. Now, one thing I don't like is that unless you have the surface target or the surface object marked, they don't really show up on your screen anymore. That's something I don't like. It's nice that it's cleaned up, but I wish there was a simple way, and if there is, I'm sorry, I just don't know what it is, but I wish there was a simple way to reactivate that type of a view on the surface of my ship now, so that I could see exactly where everything is on the planet without having to go into quantum travel mode. Now I'm still pretty high up here. Let's see if I can, nope, don't want to do that. Alright, let's get down a little bit and we'll come into these canyons just a little bit. I can't really activate too much afterburners here in the planet's atmosphere, aiming at the ground. But I'll fly into the canyon and we will start doing our scanning. So the first thing with mining is you have to actually pick a target. Why does that say I have a target? Anyway, you have to actually pick something to mine. And to find something to mine, you have to know what's in the area. So we're going to switch into scanning mode once we get down here. We'll blast a ping out to a whole area of the surface, which will kind of tell us what's around, and we'll start looking at objects to mine. Now, you have to kind of look at what you're mining, because some objects are going to be mostly waste, some objects are going to be full of good items, and some are just going to be a gold mine, literally. So all these little rock items down here are going to be potential mining candidates, things that I may want to look at. So let's get up here by some of these bigger ones and see what we can find. So let's slow down here a bit, and we'll activate scanning mode. We'll just kind of hover here for a second. I'm going to push tab to activate scanning. And I'm going to push and hold my click to charge my scanner, and when I release it, boom, off it goes. And all those things that are now blue on my screen are all objects that I can mine. So you can see they don't stay out for long, which means that you can kind of throttle up and fly around, blasting pings out, which also increases your ability to see other targets in the nearby space. Once you fly close enough again, you'll pick up the target. So I'm going to fly up to this little guy. I guess he's not so little. We'll slow down, so now it's being scanned. Well, it was until I took my mouse off of it to aim at it. So this is a pretty decent sized rock. Let's get up close. No, I'm not going to hit it. There we go. Alright, so we've got diamond in there. That's a good rock. So about 5 to 41% mining. Pretty hefty hunk of it. It'll require a bit of power. So let's go outside the ship real quick and take a look at the size of that rock. So that's a pretty hefty rock. This guy's pretty big. So let's back up a little bit here. Activate mining mode. There goes my little mining laser now. Out for a mine. And now we'll activate it. Take a bit of a screenshot. And we'll go back inside, so that you can see kind of what we're going to do here. And you can see the mining laser tip follows me around to a degree. And there's one of my minor lagouts. So we'll give it a second to recuperate. Typically when I'm doing something that requires anything outside of the game, such as taking that Steam screenshot, that's when I get screwed. See, there we go. Already recovered. So we're scanning it further now to understand what's going on with the rock here. And I've loaded out a little bit more. There we go. Let me back up a bit, because if it does blow up, I don't want to get shot. Alright, so I can go from extraction mode, which uses the tractor beam, or I can use fraction mode. Now it's kind of hard to see during the daytime. Let's see if I can reposition my ship here to get a better view on that. Let's actually land. So flying at night might be a little better. Holy cow, this server's terrible tonight. So you're seeing this live. I'm going to treat this video, even though it's offline, like I would have in the live stream. And this is unacceptable to me. This is what killed 3.1.4 for me. All these micro stutters, all these lag outs. This is ridiculous. I don't know why it's like that, and I don't know why I just shot off the surface here. Okay, so I'm going to try to realign this a bit so you can see if I can fly. I'm going to start cutting this out so you guys don't have to see it, but this is unacceptable. I'm sorry, this is just complete crap. And to be fair to the game, this is the worst I've ever seen it. Just constant lag outs. I have no idea why it's just complete trash tonight. My FPS is fine, but something is slaughtering what's coming in and off of my PC. And my PC's doing nothing. I have nothing running in the background. The game is using maybe 30 to 40% of my hex core CPU. So, and the temperatures are at 40 degrees, so it's not hitting it very hard. Alright, so now I've landed, and I still can't show you what I'm landing to because of the angle of everything. So if you look closely at the bottom left, if I ever get control of my ship back. Alright, down there at the bottom left, you'll see, right where my mouse pointer is now, you'll see a green box and a red box. Not really box, but it's a line. The larger the green, the more stable the rock is for you to mine it. The larger the red, the more kind of danger area it is. Thin on both means you got to be a little bit careful. But I'm not even going to be able to do mining because this server is so horrible. Alright, so if I click on the rock, it's going to start mining, and using my scroll wheel, I'm going to change the laser throttle to be able to actually start mining. So there it goes. I'm hitting the rock, and I'm going to start throttling my laser up slowly, and you'll see the rock energy level going up. My goal is to keep the energy level within the green. If I go too low, it's going to take forever and a year to blow the rock up. If I go too high, I risk blowing the rock with too much energy, at which point it will damage my ship. So you can see I've throttled my laser up. This one's going to take a lot because it's got diamond in it. Now you can see the energy level is shooting up at the rock, so I have to be careful to balance how much energy I'm putting into it. We're starting to pick up a little bit of energy again. And if you overcharge the rock and it blows, it will damage your ship. It could blow the laser up, it could blow your ship up, it could do all sorts of stuff, so you got to be very careful with that. The last time I did mining, I picked a really crappy rock, and it didn't come away with too much. My gosh. There we go. See, it's getting up closer, inching closer. You can see the rock starting to fracture as the slag coming off of it now. Surface level dirt dust is coming off. I'd really like it not to be lagging right now, but you're seeing it live. This is game performance, unfortunately. I have gone way too high. It's gonna blow. Come on. And now it's gonna go way low because I can't do anything when the game lags every 30 seconds. So, as you saw, it lagged out so bad, I blew up. So I'm going to find another server and see if I can get back down to the surface, get to another rock, and hopefully find something that's not completely going to destroy me like that. So I will come back, hopefully, in a minute with a better location. New server, slightly more stable until I started doing some mining, and now we're back to getting the lag outs again. So it's not my computer. CPU's 55% used maximum from what I'm seeing. And that's what happens at first. So I just broke all these little parts off. You can see the central core is starting to cool down. And now I have to start breaking apart all these little pieces in order to continue mining. So our first target is going to be this guy that we just mined and saw what was, but we've got these pieces that blew off as well. Now this part that's purple, that one's ready to go. And this kind of ties into one of my first complaints. So I'm going to start by refining this a little more. You can see how fast this one starts to rise up, and that's because this is pretty much clean, ready to go. And I like how I move the laser around, it gets more and more fractured. Now once it's purple, again, you can mine or collect anything that's purple. But you got to be careful, and that brings me to a point. I even started a thread on Spectrum of this. The prospector is supposed to have a filtration system, and there's a little vent duct above. I have a feeling it's going to blow up on me here. A little vent duct above my engine. And that's supposed to, when I suck anything in or pull anything in through the tractor beam, it's supposed to sift through it and eject as much of the waste material as it possibly can, allowing me to maximize what I'm taking in. I don't have a refinery or anything like that, so I'm just taking in raw ore, which is fine. I don't mind taking some waste material. But I really should not be taking all that much waste material in there because of the filtration system supposedly is going to clean some of that out for me and make it so that I'm taking in much better stuff. So I'm hopeful that by trying to fracture this further, you can see my fracture sensor there on the right, I would be able to take more. But what actually happened? I destroyed it. Now I don't get anything. So I didn't really get to show you the claiming of my items or the tractoring of my items, but I had hoped that I would actually be able to maybe refine that purple a little further to get a better deposit, but I guess not. Now you don't have to wait for the scan to complete before you just start shooting your laser at it. You can just blitz it, and that's fine. But you got to be careful with how much power you're going to jump out and throw at it, because you don't want to blow it up. Alright, so I'm in the green now. I need to throttle way back here on the power. There we go. Going up. That's going down a little bit. 50%. I should be right on target right here. You have to monitor it constantly because it changes what's going to happen. And the tighter the green, the potential for a change. Alright, so now I got 3 purples. Let's actually mine this. Let's switch over to extraction mode. And let's scan what we got. So this chunk right here is 0.31% diamond. So I'm going to haul 229 kilograms of mass, 0.31% of which will be diamond. This is where the filtration system should come in. So there it is. We're sucking up the parts. You can see my capacity on the bottom right is jumping. I'm already 5% full. That is ridiculous. And you can see there's nothing coming out of that upper filtration system. So I'm desperately hopeful this mechanic is not in place yet, because otherwise they need to quadruple our storage capacity in the prospector. I mean, otherwise this ship is worthless. The amount of time it took to jump this up, fly out here and do this stuff, I'm not going to get anything for it. The tiny minuscule amount of ore I'm taking in, there's no refinement to it. I understand the prospector has no refinery. I said that already. It's going to take in some waste material. That's perfectly fine. But when I take in these chunks like that, it should be able to sift it through a little vibration tray, some sort of scattering field, to extract as much of the waste as possible through a basic system and eject it out the back. Their material, their advertisement, all of that for this ship shows the filtration system. So I haven't even taken a tiny chunk of this rock, and I'm already 32% through my entire cargo capacity. One more chunk and I'm going to be done. I have to go back and sell it. I should be able to fracture and destroy this entire massive rock, the piece there and the piece off to my left that you can't see. I should be able to take all of that, as well as another rock or potentially another 2 rocks, with the filtration system cutting the waste material by 50%. In my opinion, that's how it should be working. Maybe I'm alone in that, but lots of waste in this. My cargo is over half full of nothing but waste, and I still have all this material here that I'm just leaving behind. What's the point of prospecting? I should be able to come out here, mine this entire rock as a sample, then fly back to another area, maybe go up a little ways, fly on, scan some more stuff to try and pick a path of mining so that maybe a big reclaimer or something could come down behind me and find a lot more worthwhile goods to come mine in bulk. I'm a prospector. I'm an explorer. I should be finding these deposits, making some profit, and then selling my information off to other groups so that they can come down here and do the proper strip mining, as it were. Take all the goods. Not me barely able to take anything here. This isn't even a ore sample, really. So at the moment, I'm a little disappointed. It's a fun mechanic. It requires some skill, and I like the way they've implemented it. I think they did a great job with it, but I really need more cargo space in order to make this viable as a career path. I mean, the amount of fuel and quantum fuel and time it took me to get out here is going to negate any profit, really. If I have to have any protection or anything like that, again, more of my profit gone. I'm already 60% full, and I've only done 2 little chunks of rock. It's insane. I don't even think I'm going to be able to collect this entire sample. Get as much as we can, but it doesn't look good. We might be able to collect the whole rock. There's a big chunk. There we go. Alright, so I'm at 98% capacity. There's not really much worth for me actually mining anything else there. So let's go into scanning mode. Ping out. There's some deposits way out there. Anything else in this field of interest? Alright, so let's go hit up one of these other canyons real quick just to scan it. And that's the beauty of prospecting here. I can find veins, and I wish I could scan from a slightly greater distance. Let's see what we got down here. What's gonna show up for me? There we go. What is it? What is it? What is it? More tungsten. Corundum, nice. Multiple minerals, that's a good thing. Tungsten's kind of worthless if I recall. Oh wow. Okay, corundum. It's kind of nice. Let's see what's over here in this greater rocky area. Let's check this guy right. Yeah, let's slow back down. All right. And we lag, of course. At least we're not mining and my ship won't blow up. Gold. Wow. That's some serious refinement there. See, right now the problem is I don't have a way to store that information. So look at the, holy cow, look at that tiny segment. This stuff's going to be worth a fortune, but I only have 1.6%, 1.06% storage space left. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go full in. We'll taper out. This thing's going to be a tough one, especially if I lag out. Okay. Alright, let's start dialing back. Wow, it is touchy. Too high, too high. There we go, backed out. Okay, overcharge is hopefully not happening. I may have gone way under on it. Yeah, I went way under. That's alright. We'll get it back up and dialed in. I need to be in the 50s to get it up there. There we go. No, 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 no. Why do you lag at the worst possible moments? Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. Dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. Come on. Come down. Pull out of it. Jeez. I'm at 26%. It's still charging up. Okay. Let's see if I can cut the power completely. Cut the power, cut the power. Please be doing my inputs in game. Whoosh. Oh my gosh. Alright. So it's not registering anything. Good thing I was able to back away from that. I just destroyed a whole mine of gold. Alright, we're out of here. That lag is just ridiculously unpleasant to deal with. But you can see kind of what you can do. You can fly down in these rocky areas, scout out some better veins of material. So if I, oops, scanning mode. Just ping out and see what you got available. And as you get to better deposits, there should be more and more of similar items. Right now I think it's kind of random, but the biomes will contain more positive information that will help you collect the items you need. But you can see what I mean, I hope, about the crap of filtration. I mean, that little port, you can see it right there. Oops, that's my ship. Right there above my engine in the middle. Oops, I'm actually flying my ship. I don't want to angle it anyway. That port, just above the central engine, is there for the sole purpose of being the filtration injection port. That is where all the waste material, or as much as possible that's filtered through the sifting system, is supposed to be ejected. This whole area here in the middle of the ship by the saddlebags is the refinement area. It's not a refinery per se, but that's where all of the stuff comes in. So it goes in through the laser, and you can see those thruster ports there on the front. Those are also ejection areas. That sifts the junk out. That ejects it all out of the ship, and then the good stuff goes into the saddlebags there, which are supposed to be detachable. Not sure how you do that at the moment, but you're supposed to be able to detach those, carrying a quantity of 8 total on your ship. And then you haul the good stuff back to sell. Right now, instead, I'm hauling all the crap back to sell, and that's really annoying. And just fly up at full speed, and for you guys, we'll kind of fast forward the video, but it's depressing how much work goes into just flying down there, finding a good vein, mining a small fraction of what's there. I only mined 25% of that rock. 25%. And of that, 0.31% was viable material to sell. The rest of it's waste. I'm hauling a bunch of moon dust back. Daymar is a short hop, skip, and a jump from Olazar. Not even a hop, skip, or a jump. It's just a leap. So why would I waste my time hauling all this crap back? Now, yeah, great. That's an annoying alert. So why would I even bother coming here to mine something? It's pointless. There's other places you can mine, and you may find better deposits in other areas, and even that canyon might not be the best place to go actual mining. But seriously, you're going to go these places. You're going to go exploring. It's a prospector. That's the point of the ship. That's the role of the ship, to be able to go out, do some basic mining, find some stuff that you actually want to mine, and then mine it. Here, I can find some interesting stuff, but there's nothing I can do about it. And that is really, really annoying. Because the amount of time if the game doesn't lag, then it takes you maybe 10 minutes to get from Olazar out to here. You spend maybe 10 minutes mining, if that, the pittance that you can actually mine, maybe 5 minutes mining in a 10-minute journey, and then you get to haul it all back. So that's 20 minutes to and from for 5 minutes worth of mining, and the amount of money you earn from the job is worthless. I mined some, I think it was tungsten, I don't remember what it was, but I mined a full cargo haul of it, went back to Olazar, and all I got for it was 200 EU. Or 200 UEC. It was worthless. I'd have been better doing nothing and keeping my fuel money for something else, honestly. So hopefully this diamond will be worth something. I wish I could have mined the gold, but now that I know there's some veins of gold deeper in the canyons, then I can go do that. I seriously should be able to mine 2 complete sets of rocks of that size. 2 complete sets should be well within the prospector's haul, in my opinion, in one set of saddlebags, if not more, to make this a viable ship. Because you prospect, you go out to the frontier, you go out to these faraway planets to see what you can get, see if it's worth coming back. You're not going to mine one tiny little corner, one rock after a 15-minute... I mean, if I was flying out to Levski in this thing and mining that planet, and then flying all the way back to Olazar, pretending that I'm out in a dangerous area and I really don't want to stay in that area, I want to get in, prospect, and get out of there, then I would be really annoyed and cheesed off that I would have wasted that much time out there doing all that stuff. Alright, so this is my entry point. Let's see if I can find which of these pads you want me to land on. Now, landing in this new version is very broken still, in my opinion. Because you can see all the red pads, that's where I'm not supposed to go, and these green ones are the ones I'm supposed to go to, but I've had it bug out where it gave me arrows to a red pad, which was kind of annoying. Now, I like the visual cue of, hey, this is your pad, and all of that. It really does help. See, I'm being told that I need to vacate the facility. Have a pleasant stay. You just told me to vacate the premises, sir. Alright, let's get out of my ship. That's a funky looking thing. It doesn't look right. Alright, hello door, open. Now maybe I have to mine my saddlebags, because you can see this is where you can actually notice the quantity of it. And maybe, just maybe, at some point back here, this is where I'll detach the bags for somebody to go haul them off. Or this is where I will be able to run the filtration system to clean the bags out further. So maybe there's a little bit going in, which is those front vents. And then maybe there's going to be a secondary one that does it out the back, tertiary or something that'll allow me to filter more of the crap, waste material out of my ship. So I'm hopeful that's what it is, and it just hasn't been implemented yet. I mean, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is early iteration mining. Uh-oh, no music. This is a bad lag out. But again, my CPU shows that it's not what's dead. Okay, good. Okay. But man, the potential of this, if they can get the amount that you can hold of actual functional material, get the sifting filtration system functioning, oh, the gameplay for this ship is just going to be fun, and I'm very glad I bought this ship before I got broke. This ship is just going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so let's go over here. They got some new terminals on the side I mentioned in the live stream. They need to change that shipping option there, because this is where you sell the stuff. So inert materials, look at that. 99.68% of my entire haul is worthless. I gotta get a picture of that. That is just abysmal. I'm sorry. Why would I have wasted my effort coming out there and mining that? That's pointless. Seriously. Alright, picture taken. Let's go back into my GPU monitor. That's worthless, and that's what annoys me, because there's nothing I'm going to get out of that, really. I can't sell the inert material. It's just junk. And look at that. All that fancy diamond, and I'm selling it for 129 UEC. Not even worth the fuel to fly out there. It's going to cost me quadruple that in quantum fuel to recoup my losses on that trip. And that's all I've got. Wasted slag and worthless material. So mining as it stands now, you don't do it for the profit. You do it for the fun. Now, you can find something out there when you do your scans that has a much better percentage of diamond to waste. But I wanted to show two things with this. One, mining. Two, my concern about the filtration system. And three, you really got to be careful with what you scan. You just can't pick up anything. If I had a refinery, such as in a reclaimer or something, not necessarily the reclaimer, but the Orion, the massive mining ship, then I could clean out that crap material and actually refine the good ore into, say, an ingot or something that would be worth a fortune. That diamond should be, the ratios here should be like maybe 30-40% inert material, and the rest of it should be the diamond or everything else. That's what should be gone. Now, granted, the inert material has a value to it because there's something in it, but man, I should have gotten so much more money out of that. Well, that's going to be kind of the conclusion to this video. I wanted it just to be a wrap-up to the actual live stream that I did previously, which is why I left a lot of the lagouts and annoying stuff in here that I would probably cut in a proper video. But I left that in because I wanted you to see exactly what happens in these situations and how mining actually goes. Why is he marching? I will do some more focused videos where I go out there and actually try to scan some items and look and be very kind of choosy in what I choose to prospect. And I'm sure that's an aspect of the role. I got to go out there and find the right material and find the right section to mine. But again, I should be able to haul multiple things back and check out multiple veins instead of, hey, I'm going to spend 10, 20, 30 minutes flying out to this remote frontier planet or moon, check it out, spend all of 4 minutes mining a fraction of something on one small corner of the planet and then fly all the way back. No, man, I should be able to hit up a couple parts of the planet, spend as much time scanning and mining as I do flying. That's what I hope comes out of it. So again, I'll do some more videos with all the different changes, overclocking the weapons, combat, more on performance, because this is just abysmal at the moment. Now, changing servers did stabilize it enough to where I could do some mining, but I'm still getting those massive lag outs, and I'm not sure what it is. Could be an inconsistency with my computer, but I really don't think it's anything local. But hope you enjoyed it. Hope you see the potential to mining. Hope they fix it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in one of the more focused videos for Star Citizen. It is good to be playing back, and it is wonderful to be probably 98% over 30 FPS. It really changes how the game plays. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.